Hi, my name is Marlo Zarka, and I'm the Public Policy Lead for Blue Zones Project Jacksonville. The work that we get to do in public policy is to encourage our local decision makers to put well-being at the forefront of the choices they make for our community.
Colorful crosswalks and sections of painted streets, they're popping up near Jacksonville schools, aiming to teach kids about ways to stay safe around traffic.
But a new federal and state directive is raising questions about whether this kind of artwork has a place on our roads. Amanda DeVoe's joining us now with how local leaders are responding. Amanda?
Yeah, so instead, it seems like they're pivoting to traffic gardens for now. So this is what they look like. They may look playful, but they do serve a serious purpose, preparing children for life on the road before they ever even cross an intersection. Now with new guidance discouraging colorful pavement on streets off campus, local advocates say they are staying in the conversation while continuing their mission to make safety stick. Colorful crosswalks, giant painted arrows, road markers telling you where to go. This isn't a playground or your average basketball court. It's a traffic garden designed to teach the youngest members of our community how to safely move through the world.
We were able to find ways to engage the community, and who to engage best with is the youth. They're the ones that can remind us of what's important on the roadways. They're also the ones that need to be the most careful on the roadways as they represent part of our vulnerable population.
Marlo Zarka with Blue Zones Project Jacksonville helped launch 3 of these educational streetscapes at different schools, including here at John E. Ford. She says the effort is part of the city's Vision Zero plan to cut traffic deaths and injuries in half by 2035.
For over the past 20 years, Jacksonville has been cited as one of the deadliest cities for pedestrians. The city of Jacksonville has taken the lead on this by embracing the Vision Zero project.
Students will use these scaled-down roads to practice real-world scenarios, learning where to cross, how to signal, and why to stop. And in the process, they're taking those lessons home. This crosswalk near R.L. Brown Elementary aims to do the same thing.
Kids talk more when they have interactive experiences. So for the kids to be able to go home to their families, be in the back seats of cars and say what they see on the roadways, it raises the awareness of those drivers as well.
A new FDOT memo could impact how Blue Zones does this work. The memo warns that non-standard surface markings may distract drivers. It goes on to say markings that convey social or political messages are discouraged and could jeopardize state transportation funding. However, a Bloomberg study showed a 50% drop in crashes where asphalt art was used. Zarka says the traffic gardens built off-road on school grounds allow them to pivot while still reaching kids.
These traffic gardens get out of the roadways and into where we can really engage the students and how they're understanding the road.
The designs themselves are the product of local artists, educators, and students. Muralist David Nakashi says this one was personal.
Me having a 4-year-old, I just kind of understood it was very important. Also a Springfield resident, we walk everywhere, so understanding the rules of the road and bringing awareness to pedestrians is important to me personally.
Nakashi spent hours in 90-degree heat using 80 gallons of paint and even got help from the little artist in his life. How's your daughter feel about it?
She was pumped. She couldn't wait to paint the pink part, and now she can't wait for her friends to see it.
While city officials review how the new guidance might affect future projects, Zarka says the focus remains the same: keep kids safe and make safety unforgettable.
So we were on a path, and we had a very clear vision of all the ways that we were going to include students, youth, families in our efforts to highlight pedestrian safety through painting sidewalks and crosswalks and streets. And then when there was that pivot that happened at the national level that really got constrained down at the state level, and we realized that we were going to have to find innovative ways. It did take us a pause, and we had to quickly determine that the work we wanted to do was not going to be as easy as we anticipated. And so it really required us thinking who should be our partners in this. And when we sat down and thought of who shares this space with us, really reaching out to the City Parks Department as well as to Duval County Schools and saying, this is what we're faced with. The area that we wanted to go into is no longer available to us at a cost that we just don't want to bear politically as well as publicly. We want to continue in a positive trajectory. So they were open to it, which made it so great for us to say, okay, let's find parks that are near schools. That way we can have them be open to all, have the opportunity for schools to come out and really use the facilities that we were going to paint, with the concept not so much now about crosswalks being highlighted, but traffic gardens. And traffic gardens really give us an interesting way to make learning about roadway safety, roadway signage for all ages interactive, fun, and memorable, and constant. By them being in city parks, they are a facility that was there all the time. I love the fact that our Parks Department said, we're going to give you some of these spaces that are already dedicated to basketball, tennis, or foursquare games, so we don't want to lose that. So when we engaged with our mural artist, he loved the idea that he could have traffic gardens around a basketball court. So when you see our traffic gardens, you will see that you can still play basketball, you know where the foul lines are and all that, at the same time where children who aren't playing basketball have the opportunity to understand what it's like to cross a street, to learn a parking section, to understand yield signs, roundabouts, all these new things that we're seeing that are changing the landscape of our roadways here in Jacksonville.